What's up, y'all? I kind of ended off the last video in a strange way. I was in a rush to edit, so I didn't have a closeout for the night, so I finished editing the video and deleted everything. So the last video, I know it ended kind of weird with me just getting the header installed. There wasn't a closeout. It's just an abrupt end. Been back out here working today. I got the adapters from T4 to T2.5, whatever this is. I don't even know. Turbos are small, but I got those painted and I got them installed with a little bit of red RTV on both of them. Grade 8 hardware with lock washers. The only thing I don't have is the T4 flange gasket to get these 90s bolted up, and then this V-bend there obviously goes directly to the header. But I just ordered some. They'll be here Tuesday. Today's Sunday, so I got a couple days to play around with these. What I think I'm gonna do is just bolt these on without a gasket like I had them mocked up before and start clocking them, and it'll actually give me a reason to pull them back off after I get them clocked, to go ahead and put the drain and feed lines in. So I went through all this stuff today and found my lines that came with the kit, the outlet inlet for the turbo, drain, and all that. Came with these for the drain. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do for the drain yet, but I mean, I got this kit, and as I'm like getting stuff and using stuff, I've been upgrading it. Like, these are the flanges that came with the turbo straights, and the turbos were facing like the same way, one exhaust, and it was facing in, and I was like, no, I'm gonna go ahead and get these. So I've slowly been doing upgrades. It came with these little stainless steel down pipes, and I didn't really like them. Decided to use the intercooler piping as my exhaust. I got some Motion Race Works aluminum V-bands that I'm going to use for the exhaust, and then it'll obviously V-band straight to the exhaust side of the back of the turbo. And then I went ahead and upgraded the main V-bands that hold the turbo on to Motion Race Works quick releases as well. Trying to win that third gen, you know what I mean? So I think that one of these lines will be long enough, but I don't think the other one will be. I got to get the ICT billet dual feed, because I don't want to run a T. I want to run two separate lines for the oil cooling. But anyways, just wanted to bring you guys along. I figured I might as well do some videoing. So in the last video, the very last thing I did was got this header on with a little red RTV as well, with the gasket obviously, and got this all tightened up. My 3H drive ratchet broke, so I used the impact kind of lightly for all of them, and I got to put a final snug on them. And I also got the load mount alternator bracket on by ICT billet. Turned out pretty good. I've been messing around with the turbos, slightly trying to avoid this turbo header over here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it off. After that, I'll be able to go ahead and mock up the turbos, and I'm excited to see them back on the thing. I haven't had them on there for a couple of months. Like I said, again, it'll be just a mock-up again this time around, simply because I do not have the T4 gaskets. That'll give me a chance to clock turbos, so I'm gonna get the manifold on and probably start clocking turbos, or at least get them mounted up, and height-wise get them the same. I kind of had the turbo, instead of being straight out or up, I had it pointing down. The turbo sat about right there, and then same on the other side. So I basically had it set up to where it cleared the gearbox over here, and as low as I could get it on this side, I just mimicked it over here because there's nothing that gets in the way. I'm also keeping in mind that I'm gonna have to run exhaust off the turbo, so thinking about the steering shaft is kind of a big part of it. I don't really know where this video is gonna end up, but for right now, I'm gonna start with this header. right, got the driver's side header on and tight as you saw, and the plan now is to go ahead and mock these up since I don't have the gaskets. So I'm gonna get the bolts out and everything and get these bolted up and get ready to hang them. Okay guys, I got one side on pretty easily. Went right on. The driver's side, however, the flanges are like not lining up right. So what I think I'm gonna do is go ahead and pop this elbow back off and do a little bit of clearancing inside here. See if I can make them meet up right. All right, here's the finished product. I got it pretty smooth and even. It looks better in person, I think. I was drilling it like perfectly straight, and then it was taking forever. I don't know what was going on. My bit's super sharp, but anyways, I just freaking ended up angling this edge off. Got it perfect, and it doesn't really move, so it'll still stay pretty centered. And I didn't thin the flange out too much to where it's like gonna break off or anything, I don't think. I am planning on I know these turbos are tiny and you don't necessarily have to, but I am planning on building some turbo supports. That one looks cool in there. What you think, Bubs? Will it look good? So I think the last time I did it, this little cutout right here, I had the turbo lined up with it. Yeah, I'm about to bolt the flange back onto the turbo adapter and get it on there, so here we go. Turbos are on, not permanently, but man, they look good. You can obviously see why I need it clocked. Really, the outlet for this is good. I'm planning on running a dual in single out intercooler, and the inlets will come in right here, so I could 90 straight over to it and have a 45-degree boot for that one. That would be cool. But either way, depending on exactly where I get it when I move this, I might have to turn it some this way. I don't know yet. I gotta find out. But really, what I'm looking for now is where I'm gonna run the exhaust out. So you can kind of see the bottom of the outlet here to the control arm is what I'm looking at. And trying to decide exactly how high I need my turbos to be, basically, so the control arm never hits them if this thing bottoms out. So I don't think it's gonna move that much, but better safe than sorry. I don't want them too high. I don't know, maybe just for aesthetics mainly, but I like the idea of them being lower. So I'm gonna grab a piece of pipe and mock it up. Okay, I couldn't think of a better view, so that's what we're gonna go with. Actually, let me turn it just a little. There we go. So my big ass head ain't in it the whole time. It's a little low. I said I don't see this thing coming up too far. That's funny. I got them within a 1/4 inch of each other, just eyeballing it, really roughly eyeballing it. Clearance from the control arm to the pipe is roughly 4.5 inches. All right, y'all. Here's the final placement for the turbos. This point here is exactly 26 inches off the ground. And that gives me right at 5.5 inches of clearance between the lower control arm and the exhaust. And I did just literally stick that in there. It's barely in, but I had to get an idea. Oh, let me turn the slide up. There we go. Wow. I'm happy with the way the turbos came out, the black paint on those. Grade 8 hardware just looks freaking excellent. I don't exactly know what the exhaust is gonna do, but I really want it to go kind of down and dump like right there. I don't really want to do a fender exit simply because I don't want to make it like permanent. Not that the fenders are worth anything, but I just don't want to cut a hole in them. I'll probably end up just dumping it back behind there somewhere. Might turn it out to the side or something. So going off the looks of the way everything is here, this turbo oil wise looks pretty good, besides the fact that it's 180 degrees upside down. So this is the outlet side, so I'll obviously spin that around, and then the only thing I think I'm gonna do is actually turn this turbo to where it's just about pointing identical to that one. I know it'll be a little bit further of a run to the intercooler. I think that's about where I want it. I might even angle it this way some. But this one can basically come out, like I was saying, 90, 45 over. I gotta measure the intercooler and see exactly how wide it is. And see how tall it's gonna be to see if my 90s will even radius that tight. Might have to turn it a little bit this way to get it. I don't know yet. Kind of gonna see. I need to go ahead and get the intercooler on the way. I feel accomplished. I've had these on the truck one time before, and I took them off just because they were starting to get rusty. I wanted to get the turbos painted, so now that that's done, they're mounted up, and I've really been wanting to go ahead and do this exhaust. I decided to go with the aluminum exhaust just simply because I'm kind of going for lightweight. I don't know. And then I got all my different sizes of filler rod there. Got the Everlast machine. I'm gonna get all set up to go, and then basically just start fitting everything up. I'm excited. I do have some more C10 videos coming soon. I'm gonna work on it all week, so I'll video whatever I do this week. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.